Hey, you know what it is? Hit that like and subscribe. Let's jump right into it. Suge Knight, he's criticizing Eazy-E'S widow for allegedly ruining the billion-dollar deal with Dr. Dre. Yeah, so let's jump into this. Suge Knight has called out Eazy-E'S widow for allegedly ending a billion-dollar lifetime deal where she earned money from Dr. Dre's every career move. Now, the former Death Row Records owner spoke about the moment on the most recent episode of the podcast that he's hosting with the Collect Calls with Suge Knight. Now, Knight explained that he made a deal with Eazy where he gets $1 off of anything that Dre does. Now, he continued, in other words, if he does do a movie, if you do a beat, if you promote some type of merchandise, if you do a commercial, if he produce off of his part, Eazy gets $1. Now, the pivotal hip-hop figure estimated that the deal would have been worth $1 billion if still in place, following Eazy-E's death in 1995 of pneumonia and HIV and AIDS. Now, since the offer, the chronic rapper launched his premium headphones brand Beats by Dre, which was sold to Apple for $3 billion. Now, in 2014, as well as producing albums for Eminem and 50 Cent, and releasing his second and third solo albums 2001 in Compton, when Eazy-E died, the rapper's widow, Tomika Woods, Wright, took over his estate. Now, Knight claimed that the Interscope Records, which Dre's Aftermath Records is a subsidiary of, made Woods write an offer that effectively cheated her out of a 10-figure payout. Now, Tomika met with Interscope, and he began, and Interscope said, "Hey, why you want to get $1 off of everything Dre does? Now, me and you could do business later on. Sign off and just let Dre out of it. We're gonna do business later." Now, she signed off. They ain't did no business with her that day or any time later. And guess what? That screwed over Eazy-E's kids, his mama, and at the time his father was still living. It's a terrible situation for the family. Now, Tomika Woods, Wright, the owner and CEO of Ruthless Records and a record producer and entrepreneur, is yet to respond to Knight's claims. Now, Eazy previously spoke about the deal in 1993 appearance on the Arsenio Hall show when he said, basically, I had Dre signed as an exclusive producer and an exclusive artist, so when Dre tried to make his deal over at Interscope, I was included for the next 6 years. Now, the late MWA rapper also alluded to this deal on the 1993 diss track. And damn, they tried to fade you on Dre Day, but Dre Day only meant Eazy's payday. Now, Knight is currently serving a 28-year-long sentence in jail for pleading no contest to voluntary manslaughter in a fatal 2015 hit and run. Now, his new podcast launched last month is done over the phone while he serves time. Now, recently, Knight told TMZ he won't testify for anyone in the Tupac murder case. He said this after Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested for his connection to the fatal shooting of the Death Row Records rapper on September 7, 1996. Now, on November 2nd, Davis pled not guilty to one count of open murder with use of a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement. Now, in other news, Tupac's brother Mopreme said that the California Love rapper considered signing with Bad Boy Records before he did so with Death Row Records. Now, the two labels eventually became rivals during Tupac and Notorious B.I.G.'s infamous feud in the 90s. Just in case you all didn't know about that bit of history right there and what's going on with that. But, that's just a little bit of what Suge Knight's even addressing. Another thing Suge Knight's trying to address is the Diddy feud on the Collect Calls with him. Now, Suge Knight is ready to speak out about the recent Cassie versus Diddy lawsuit on his new podcast, Collect Calls with Suge Knight, with the history dating back to the mid-90s during the East Coast, West Coast rap wars. The former Death Row Records mastermind's perspective will undoubtedly bring some insight into the ongoing feud. Now, collecting the facts with Suge Knight, shortly after Cassie's 35-page lawsuit against Diddy, it has been reported that Suge Knight is ready to speak about the recent lawsuit allegations. And, these allegations are pretty big, what he's trying to say, what's exactly going on, but we're going to jump right into this. Now, in the lawsuit, it was mentioned that Diddy once grabbed a bunch of guns to confront Knight, and Knight plans to address the situation on his podcast, Collect Calls with Suge Knight. Now, Knight's podcast has become a platform where he tackles various controversial topics, and now he is focusing on the Cassie and Diddy situation. Now, according to TMZ, the Diddy episode will be recorded after Knight drops his Keefe D episode on Thanksgiving Day. With these back-to-back episodes, Knight is determined to shed light on the allegations and provide his perspective. Now, inside the lawsuit, Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy claims that one night, while they were at home, one of Diddy's security staff burst into the room to inform him that Suge Knight had been spotted at Mel's Drive-In Diner. Now, allegedly, Diddy immediately got dressed, retrieved multiple firearms from a safe, and ran out to confront Suge. This incident has further fueled the ongoing tension between the two rap moguls. Now, the history between Suge Knight and Diddy goes back to the mid-90s during the East Coast-West Coast rap wars. Now, these conflicts resulted in the tragic deaths of Tupac Shakur and Biggie. With this history in mind, Suge Knight's perspective on the Cassie and Diddy feud carries significant weight and may help provide a deeper understanding of the situation. Now, in relation to the lawsuit, Cassie, real name Cassandra Ventura, alleged the bad boy artist of physical and sexual abuse throughout their decade-long relationship. The lawsuit, documented in a 35-page legal filing, detailed the alleged mistreatment Cassie endured. However, on Friday, November 17th, just nearly 24 hours after the public release of the legal document, Diddy and Cassie settled, leaving the civil lawsuit to end. Now, the Collect Calls with Suge Knight, prior to the news on October 2023, Suge Knight teamed up with media company and its CEO to launch the podcast Collect Calls with Suge Knight. Now, Knight has plans to address other long-standing beef in this groundbreaking series with industry figures such as Akon, Master P, Snoop Dogg, and more. But Keefe D may have confessed in a connection to legal woes and taboo topics after a March 2023 interview with Vlad TV. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis had faced imminent charges in connection to Tupac's 1996 Las Vegas shooting, and it appeared Keefe admitted to assisting in the shooting in the late rapper. Remember, people, I was always saying that he was, telling on himself, that he was saying in his podcast, he was writing in the books, hints, and, incriminating himself, and he said that he was untouchable. Now, Suge Knight is not letting his incarceration stop him from staying connected with the music industry. Knight has teamed up with the media company and its CEO to launch its podcast, and Knight plans to address long-standing beef in this groundbreaking, podcast, remember, as I just said. Now, that's just all some recent news right there. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know where you're all from. Hit that like and subscribe.